How was the internet invented? The invention of the internet can be traced back to the Cold War era, a time when geopolitical tensions between the United States and the Soviet Union prompted advancements in technology and communication. The origins of the internet lie in the development of a robust and decentralized communication network that could withstand potential attacks and maintain command and control in the event of a nuclear war. This necessity led to the creation of the ARPANET, a project funded by the U.S. Department of Defense's Advanced Research Projects Agency, or ARPA. In the early 1960s, computer scientist J.C.R. Licklider proposed the concept of an intergalactic computer network, envisioning a network of computers that could communicate with one another. Licklider's vision laid the foundation for ARPANET. At the time, computers were isolated machines, and sharing information between them was a cumbersome process involving physical media like punched cards or magnetic tapes. The need for a more efficient method of communication was evident. The first significant step towards the internet occurred in 1969 when ARPANET was established. This network connected four major universities: the Universities of California in Santa Barbara and Los Angeles, the University of Utah, and Stanford Research Institute, or SRI International. The first message sent over ARPANET was from UCLA to SRI, and it consisted of the word login. However, the system crashed after the letters LO were transmitted, making it a somewhat humble beginning for a technology that would eventually revolutionize the world. ARPANET utilized a novel concept known as packet switching, developed by Paul Barron, Donald Davies, and Leonard Kleinrock. Packet switching broke data into smaller packets that could be sent independently over various routes and reassembled at their destination. This method was more efficient and resilient than traditional circuit switch networks, which required a dedicated path for the duration of a communication session. Packet switching ensured that if part of the network was compromised, the data could still be routed through other paths. In the 1970s, ARPANET continued to grow, connecting more institutions and researchers. During this period, Robert Kahn and Vinton Cerf developed the Transmission Control Protocol / Internet Protocol (TCP/IP), a set of communication protocols that standardized how data was transmitted across networks. TCP/IP provided the necessary framework for different networks to interconnect and communicate, laying the groundwork for a global network of networks, which we now know as the Internet. By 1983, ARPANET had fully adopted TCP/IP, marking a critical milestone in the development of the Internet. Another significant development in the 1980s was the establishment of the Domain Name System, or DNS. Created by Paul Mockapetris and John Postel, DNS translated human-readable domain names such as www.example.com into IP addresses, the numerical identifiers used by computers to locate each other on the network. This innovation made it easier for users to access websites and resources on the growing network. The Internet as we know it today began to take shape in the late 1980s and early 1990s with the advent of the World Wide Web. British computer scientist Tim Berners-Lee, while working at CERN, the European Organization for Nuclear Research, developed the first web browser and web server, introducing the concept of hypertext documents linked together via hyperlinks. In 1991, Berners-Lee released the first website, which provided information about the World Wide Web project and instructions on how to create a web page. This innovation transformed the Internet from a primarily academic and research tool into a platform accessible to the general public. The rapid expansion of the Internet in the 1990s was fueled by several key factors. The development of user-friendly web browsers like Mosaic and later Netscape Navigator made it easier for people to navigate the web. The commercialization of the Internet, including the relaxation of restrictions on its use for commercial purposes, encouraged businesses to establish an online presence. Additionally, advancements in technology, such as the increasing availability of affordable personal computers and the proliferation of dial-up internet connections, brought the Internet into homes and offices around the world. The invention of the Internet also led to the rise rise of various applications and services that have become integral to modern life. Email, initially developed as a way for researchers to communicate, became a ubiquitous communication tool. Online forums and chat rooms fostered new forms of social interaction, while e-commerce platforms transformed the way people shop. The internet also revolutionized access to information, enabling users to search for and retrieve vast amounts of data on virtually any topic. As the internet continued to evolve, it gave rise to new challenges and opportunities. Issues such as cybersecurity, privacy, and the digital divide emerged as important considerations in the digital age. The development of broadband technology and wireless networks further expanded the reach and capabilities of the internet, paving the way for the emergence of social media, streaming services, and the Internet of Things, or IoT. In summary, the invention of the internet was a multifaceted process driven by the need for robust communication during the Cold War and fueled by the collaborative efforts of visionary scientists and researchers. From its humble beginnings as a network connecting a few universities, the internet has grown into a global phenomenon that has transformed nearly every aspect of modern life, reshaping how we communicate, work, learn, and interact with the world.